Okay, this is the last learning module of the semester, the future of higher education. The question was, based on all that you have learned this semester, along with your personal experiences, reflect on the state of American higher education and complete the following. What do you feel like are the main priorities for higher education moving forward? Moving forward, I feel like the main priorities for higher education will be, number one, technology and changes in faculty work. I predict that as our society becomes more and more technically advanced and dependent, there will be an increase in online learning, changing the way faculty teach and do research. Such changes will cause more required training and support for faculty to teach online. Some who have possibly been resistant to teaching distance courses may not get an option in choosing and be forced to present the material regardless due to the increased demand. More traditional faculty who are used to more traditional methods may have a hard time in accepting and learning such processes. As the article states, faculty will need to keep up with current technologies so they can effectively deliver the curriculum. I definitely think there will need to be more research done concerning faculty interactions and outcomes of online learning. And I agree that research on how international instruction and research collaborations affect the work and productivity will be helpful to both institutions and policymakers. In the American Association of State Colleges and Universities January 2014 policy brief, they discussed the top 10 higher education state policy issues for 2014. Not listed as one of the 10, but considered other policy issues in the mix, they mention online and competency-based education as, quote, here to stay for the foreseeable future. As the brief mentions, the focus should be on creating high access, low cost, and high quality instructional delivery and other credentialing options that take into account individuals' prior learning, military, and work experiences. More challenges I see associated with such developments are certifying and assessing the student's acquisition of new knowledge and ethics or honor codes to ensure they are not being dishonest in their work. The second issue that I chose is addressing that there is no average college student and meeting their needs. I predict that as higher education continues to evolve, the increasing student population will only continue to grow, along with the diversity and range of students as higher education becomes more readily available to any and all individuals and the pressure to attend college climbs. There's no traditional student anymore. The continuously changing characteristics of college students will require educators and institutional leaders to effectively adapt to a variety of internal and external forces on these students. Such forces could be determinants in who gets to college, what they experience, how successful they will be, and what resources and strategies will be most effective for enhancing their learning and engagement. College readiness will play a big role, and policymakers may have to determine which type of institutions can offer remedial courses, as some may try to prevent some institutions from offering non-credit bearing developmental courses. As stated in the article, more than 2/3 of high school graduates arrive at college with remediation needs. The Common Core state standards, if ever completely put into practice, could help increase preparedness and reduce remediation rates. As an end result, college productivity and degree completion rates could see a decline or an increase depending on how it is handled and what new practices or processes are brought forward. Another big factor will be responding to a diverse population and figuring out how to utilize it to the institution's advantage and success. Harper and Jackson mentioned how scholars are currently calling for the inclusion of voices from historically silenced groups in research. This is a great idea to gain a better understanding and strengthen connections between the campuses and communities from which the students come from. The third issue that I chose is changes in the workforce of non-tenure and tenure track faculty. I predict that in the years to come, reliance on part-time and non-tenure track faculty will increase, as it already has. As the article discusses, today part-time and non-tenure track faculty make up the majority of college faculty. Due to budget cuts and loss of endowments, colleges and universities become more and more reliable on part-time and full-time non-tenure track faculty. Colleges will need to examine ways to better support part-time faculty. I have seen this where I work in trying to make them really feel included as part of the institution and striving to provide them with all of the tools and resources they need to successfully teach. As the article discusses, things to be considered in research would be academic freedom, collective bargaining, and financial pressures. With the increases in part-time and non-tenure track faculty, the obvious questions are: how will research continue and be accounted and rewarded for, and will there be a decrease in the research which is done because of the lack of such tenured positions? As important as research is to the core of an institution, this effect is definitely something to consider and assess for the years to come. That is the conclusion of my video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure working with you all this semester, and I hope you have a great summer. Thanks.